Have you ever written something, a description, and it feels flat? In your head, the place is amazing, but when you put it on the page, it's dull. Well, today we're going to fix that. We're going to learn how to turn those boring backdrops into these incredible, immersive worlds that your reader can literally step right into. So let's get started. Okay, just look at these two examples. On the left, we have the cave was cold, dark, and damp. I mean, sure, it tells us the basic facts, but it's boring, right? Now look at the right side. Wow, the difference is huge. You see, the first one tells you, but the second one, it shows you. It makes you actually feel the cold air. So the big question is, how do we get from that simple sentence on the left to this rich, beautiful description on the right? Well, the secret? It actually starts with a toolkit that you already have. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need any fancy software. Your most powerful tools for description are your very own 5 senses. To really make a place feel real, we have to stop thinking like a writer for a minute and start experiencing the world like a character who's actually there. We need to forget we're just writing a story and imagine we are standing right in that spot. What do we feel? What are we seeing? What can we smell? So let's begin with the most obvious one, right? Sight. What could a character see? And I don't just mean, oh, they see a forest. No. What kind of light is coming through the trees? What is the color of the moss growing on the bark? Are there tiny details that make this forest different from any other forest? Okay, now close your eyes for a second and think about the sounds. What could a character hear? Every place has its own unique soundtrack. Is it completely silent? Or is it one of those loud silences, filled with all these little noises like leaves rustling or maybe water dripping somewhere? Or is it the loud roar of a big city? And what about smell? Oh, this one is so powerful. It's directly connected to memory and emotion. Does the air smell like wet earth right after it rains? Or maybe you can smell fresh bread baking from a shop down the street. You see, the smell alone can tell a whole story. Next up, what can your character physically touch or feel? Think about this. Textures, temperature. Is the air heavy and humid, sticking to your skin? Is the wall they're touching rough, or is it smooth and cold? Can they feel the warmth of the sun on their face? This is how you put the reader directly inside the character's body. And finally, what could a character taste? Now, this one might sound a little strange, but trust me, it is so effective. Remember our first example, the cave? It mentioned the salty air. You can almost taste it, can't you? Maybe it's the metallic taste of fear in someone's mouth, or the taste of smoke in the air. It just adds this whole other layer of realism. So all of this, using our sight, our hearing, our smell, touch, and taste, it all leads us to the single biggest, most important rule in all of descriptive writing. This is the magic principle that really separates the good writing from the truly great writing. Show, don't tell. So what does this phrase, show, not tell, actually mean? It's a famous rule in English writing. And it's simple, really. Instead of telling your reader that a character was afraid, you show their hands shaking, or you describe their heart pounding in their chest. You're not just giving a fact, you're creating a whole experience. It's like you're making the reader a detective, and you're giving them clues to figure out what's going on. All right, that's enough with the theory. Let's actually put this into practice. We are going to take a very simple, very flat tell sentence, and we're going to transform it step by step into a powerful show description. So here's our sentence. Max entered the room, which was really bright. Okay, it does the job, right? It gives us the information. but it has zero personality, zero feeling. It's the kind of sentence you read and then immediately forget. So how can we make the reader actually feel this brightness? First, let's think about the sense of feeling. How does a really, really bright light physically feel? Instead of just saying it's bright, let's show the effect it has on Max. He feels his headache. Boom! Instantly, we are inside Max's experience, feeling that painful light with him. Now let's add another sense. What does a super bright light sound like? Maybe nothing? Or maybe he hears the light bulbs crackling above him. Now the brightness isn't just something you see. It has a sound. It's becoming more real, maybe even a little threatening. And look at what we have when we put it all together. Max's head pounded uncomfortably as he entered the blinding room. We have feeling, we have sight, we have sound, and we even have temperature with his face heating up. We went from a boring little fact to a complete sensory experience. It's the same information, just delivered in a way that is so much more powerful. Okay, so we understand the basic ideas now. So let's become like literary detectives. We're going to break down a more complex piece of writing and see exactly how a really skilled author builds a whole atmosphere from scratch. Let's go to a pirate ship. Just listen to this for a second. Hovering over the black waters, the outline of the vessel stood silhouetted against a pale, ghostly moon. The stench of seaweed filled the heavy, briny air. Wow. You can feel that spooky, dangerous vibe right away, can't you? Now, let's figure out how the writer did this. First, let's look for something we call adverbs in English. Now, what is an adverb? It's a word that describes an action. It tells you how something is being done. So the crew, they're not just shouting, they're shouting raucously. The water isn't just pouring, it's pouring viciously. These single words add so much personality and emotion to the scene. Next up, did you see this? It's a literary device we call a simile. A simile is when you compare two different things using the words like or as. And look at this beautiful one here. Like a ghost's whisper. The writer could have just said the tide was quiet. But comparing it to a ghost's whisper, that creates this chilling image that you will not forget, and it fits the spooky mood perfectly. And finally, check this out. These are called expanded noun phrases. It sounds complicated, but it's very simple. All it means is adding descriptive words, adjectives, before a noun to paint a much clearer picture. So it's not just a moon, it's a pale, ghostly moon. It's not just the ship, it's the ominous, weathered ship. Every extra word adds another layer of detail, giving us a much more vivid image in our minds. Okay, we've talked about the tools, we have seen them in action, and we have analyzed how they work together. So now it is your turn. It's your turn to take all of these techniques and go build your own living, breathing world. So I want you to look at this image. Using your 5 senses, using that show, not tell rule, what story does this place tell you? What does the air smell like here? What sounds do you hear from those flying cars? Who lives in a place like this? Are they happy? Your story begins by asking these questions. Now, go and build a world.